Right, Alex Marquez has been discharged from hospital. Photos of him smiling have been doing the rounds everywhere. A lot of people breathed a sigh of relief straight away. But hold on a moment. In this video, I want to cover something beyond his broken collarbone, specifically the neck injury that still remains a significant question mark. Then there is the matter of his 2026 season. Who will step in for him at Gresini? And there is one moment from Marc Marquez, just 4 words, that honestly gave me goosebumps. Let us take it one thing at a time. So here's what happened. At MotoGP Catalunya 2026 on lap 12, Pedro Acosta's bike suddenly cut out due to an electronics fault. Alex Marquez, who was directly behind him, had absolutely no time to react. The result? Alex was thrown off violently. His bike was destroyed. Debris from the crash nearly struck Fabio Di Giannantonio, who happened to be nearby. Rather ironically, Di Gia went on to win that very race. Meanwhile, Alex was rushed to the Hospital General de Catalunya. Now, this is where a lot of people miss the bigger picture. Everyone was focused on his broken right collarbone. Yes, that is serious. But the surgeons fitted a metal plate, the operation was a success, and the recovery timeline for that is relatively predictable. What actually had the medical team and Gresini management more concerned was something else entirely. There is what is known as a marginal fracture of the C7 vertebra, essentially a small crack in one of the lower cervical vertebrae. Sounds minor? It really is not. Why is this more serious? Because this type of injury cannot be treated surgically. It has to heal naturally on its own. And until that vertebra is fully stable, Alex cannot get back on a MotoGP bike. The reason is straightforward. MotoGP machinery is brutal. Under hard braking from speeds exceeding 300 kilometers per hour, the forces placed on the neck are extraordinary. One wrong movement on a bone that is not fully healed could result in consequences far more severe. This is what is referred to as a hidden injury, one that is not visible from the outside, yet carries potentially serious consequences. This is what everyone has been asking about. Michele Massini, the Gresini team manager, was quite candid on the subject. The gist of it is that they still need to wait for further evaluation, and it is too early to put a date on Alex's comeback. No confirmed timeline has been given. The most optimistic target currently being discussed is MotoGP Hungary at the Balaton Park Circuit. Even then, it remains heavily conditional, depending entirely on how the neck injury progresses over the coming weeks. What is already confirmed? Alex will miss MotoGP Italy at Mugello. 1 round gone. If the neck injury demands more time, which is entirely possible, he could miss 2 to 3 rounds in succession. In MotoGP terms, that is a considerable stretch. Before the accident, Alex was in a genuinely strong position in the 2026 standings. He was sitting in second place, just a handful of points behind Marco Bezzecchi at the top. In other words, he was in the form of his life, right in the thick of a title fight. Now, with 2 to 3 rounds missed, the points gap could open up considerably. Other riders will keep accumulating points while Alex sits at home focusing on his recovery. A realistic shot at the World Championship this season has all but faded. For the Gresini team itself, this is also a significant strategic blow. Alex is not simply a contracted rider. He has been the backbone of the team's performance this season. Losing him for even a few rounds will be felt keenly. This has also become one of the hotter topics in the paddock. Gresini need to act quickly. They cannot leave that seat vacant indefinitely. The 2 names most frequently mentioned are Tony Arbolino from Moto2 and Andrea Iannone, who made his comeback following a lengthy ban. As of now, however, no official announcement has been made by the team. What is clear is that the seat is wide open. And this represents a rare opportunity for whoever steps in, riding a competitive Ducati GP machine in the middle of a fiercely contested season. Whoever gets the call, the pressure will be immense. Amongst all the reactions to this incident, 2 stood out above the rest. The first came from Marc Marquez. Alex's older brother is himself in the middle of recovery following shoulder and leg surgery. Yet on social media, Marc wrote just 4 words. "Today, I am simply grateful." 4 words, yet the weight behind them is enormous. This was not a throwaway line. It came from an 8-time world champion whose life has been punctuated repeatedly by serious injury, his own and now his brother's. At that moment, there was nothing he could do except to feel grateful that Alex was still here and still able to smile. The second reaction came from Valentino Rossi, the doctor who now runs the VR46 team that fields Fabio Di Giannantonio, offered a more pointed perspective. Rossi admitted that what frightened him most was not Alex's crash itself, but the debris that nearly hit Di Gia, his own rider. That situation could have been far worse than it was. Beyond that, Rossi also offered a quiet but pointed criticism of race direction. He was not in agreement with the decision to allow 3 restarts under those track conditions. In his view, riders should have the space to say no, to refuse to go out if they genuinely feel conditions are too dangerous. This is not a question of bravery or cowardice. It is a matter of safety being treated as the absolute priority. A measured critique, but a sharp one. And frankly, it holds up Alex Marquez has been discharged. That is the good news, but his recovery has only just properly begun. The broken collarbone? That is a problem solved with a metal plate and time. The C7 neck fracture? That is the one that needs to be watched closely. There are no shortcuts, no surgery to speed things along. It requires patience, discipline, and honesty about his condition before any decision is made about returning to the bike. In the meantime, the 2026 season rolls on. Points keep being scored, and Alex can only watch from a distance, hoping his recovery moves faster than anticipated. Will he be back for Hungary? Possibly. But possibly, in the context of a cervical injury, always comes with a great deal of fine print. What is certain is that Alex Marquez's return to the circuit this season will be one of the most anticipated moments in the championship. If he comes back fully fit, the title fight reignites immediately. If it takes longer, the 2026 season may already be slipping into someone else's hands. If you enjoy MotoGP content that goes beyond race results and digs into the stories behind them, subscribe now and turn on notifications. We will keep you updated on Alex's condition, who ultimately takes the Gresini seat, and of course analysis of every remaining round of the 2026 season. Leave a comment below. Do you think Alex will be back for Hungary, or will he miss that one too? And who do you think deserves that Gresini seat in the meantime? Tony Arbolino? Iannone? Or is there someone else you would put forward? Let us have the debate. I read every single comment. Right, that is it from me for today. The bottom line is that Alex Marquez is out of hospital, the smile is back on his face, and that is what matters most. But the 2026 season will not wait for anyone. Racing continues, points keep flowing, and the competition is only getting tighter. Let us all wish Alex a swift recovery and hope he returns to the circuit in the very best of form. Because MotoGP is simply better when a Marquez is in the fight. See you in the next one. Take care of yourselves and keep following the racing.